Breathe. Don't be scared. You can do it. Get up. Get up.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Backtrack Cinema. My name is Jason. In this video, we'll be doing a review of Rocky versus Drago, the Rocky 4 director's cut. So get comfy, get some popcorn, get a drink, and let's talk Rocky versus Drago. Rocky vs. Drago was released in 2022, written and directed by Sylvester Stallone, starring Sylvester Stallone, Dolph Lundgren, Carl Weathers, and Talia Shire. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. In this review, we're doing Rocky vs. Drago. I have already reviewed Rocky 4, so go check that out and check my thoughts out on that. So this one, hopefully won't be too long, guys. Just showing a little bit of the differences that I like, maybe little things I don't like, but I can tell you, this is the better cut for me. I'll tell you that right now. I love this cut of this film, and I think it gets better and better on rewatch to the point where I'm just completely forgetting about that 85 Rocky 4. But that's just me. I know that I may be stepping on a lot of toes saying that, but they're just opinions, really. I like a more character-driven, I like a darker tone to things, so you guys saw my review. You know, this movie as a kid, I really liked it. It was one of my favorites, but the more mature I got, it loses its luster a lot and just felt like a gigantic music video. So the things he changed were, I think, were just really good. But before we start, let me know in the comments below what you think of Rocky versus Drago. Does this work for you? Is this the better cut? Or do you like that 1985 Rocky 4 cut? Does it bring back nostalgic feelings for you? So let's start off with some of the technical aspects of this. You know, by changing the color tone, like the overall look of the film, he's got more of a dramatic look, which I think is fantastic. I think it looks great. The sound design is so much better with the fights. Just by changing the punch sounds that they make in both fights, you've already got a more intense fight. You've already improved the fight for me. Instead of them sounding like mini explosions going off whenever Drago throws a punch or Rocky throws a punch, you know what I mean?
Drago continuing.
Cutting out the robot, fantastic choice. It was always a stupid thing. It was always dumb. I never liked it. Serves the story for no purpose at all. That robot. So cut that out. I thought that was great. Kind of weird, kind of strange on my first watch how they started the film. Going back, showing you a lot of footage from Rocky 3. I guess that's kind of reminding people years and years later that showing that relationship between Rocky and Apollo, and especially if you haven't seen any Rocky movies, you're going into the director's cut for the first time. I guess Stallone's just reestablishing what Rocky 3 brought and how these two, Rocky and Apollo, have become such great friends. The biggest thing I like is how they take away a lot of the 80s cheese. Not that I mind the 80s cheese, but they give us more character drama. It feels like more of a character-driven plot. He lingers on a lot of the drama more, which I absolutely love. Like scenes we've already known, he lingers on things a lot more. Now, I know there's some two tones are clashing here. I know there's like an 80s tone and he's bringing a more serious tone, and he's taken stuff out that I don't think you needed to take out, but the stuff he added, it just elevated it more for me. And after more and more you rewatch the director's cut, the more those conflicting tones, I think you won't mind as much. Like one of the things he cuts out is that nice discussion before Apollo fights Drago about, you know, what I'm talking about now, Stallion, you'll know when it's over, you know what I mean? And he actually adds it as a flashback when he's praying at the end of the fight in Rocky 4 before he fights Drago, which I thought was nice. Okay, that's all you needed to see. For me, that's it, right? That's what it is. Another big thing, they send off they do Apollo's death. They handle it much better the way he recut this. You actually see Apollo fighting back. You don't see him going out like a bitch as much, if you know what I mean. You see him get his bell rung, you actually see him get knocked down on the first round and get back up, but when he comes out of the second round, you see him surviving more. You see him like getting some shots and stepping back, you know, he just goes out as this hero more, you know what I mean? And when he looks at his wife, and you know, he knows he's not coming back. gives his wife one more look. It just they added these little things in it that were just great. Where Tony Duke's yelling from the corner, "Come on now, put it together!" Fantastic, just absolutely great stuff. And giving Drago a lot more of an arc too by seeing how he's this puppet being controlled by the Russian machine. You see a lot more scenes. They linger on some of the drama a lot more. You see him talk a bit more. So there's things that are a lot more earned at the end, like when he picks the guy up by the throat and stuff like that. Stallone's performance in this, I can sink my teeth into a lot more when he gives that eulogy at Apollo's funeral. Tony Duke does this great monologue about being a warrior and all that. Then Stallone does this great performance where he just bursts out crying and stuff. It's fantastic. It was so needed in this movie. So it's such a much better scene.
You gave me a break, but no one else would. You believed in me, but no one else would.
Adrian has a lot more to do in this film. He cut a lot of her stuff out in that original film, the theatrical release. Her scenes are so much better in this, giving Rocky looks in the end fight and Apollo's fight, you know, just added stuff between her and Rocky. I like how when he leaves to Russia, there's not as much tension with them. Like, she doesn't want him to go. She's begging him to stay. And he says, "No, I gotta go, Adrian." So they left on better terms than you might think than from the original cut.
I can't make you stay.
Yes, I gotta go. I gotta go.
And that's, you know, we have that argument on the stairs. It works and it doesn't work. I love the drama of it. I like how he lingers on it, like I've been saying. There's certain shot choices I don't understand. Like Stallone in this, when he's got a real dramatic scene, he goes to a wide shot and you don't see the close-up on their face. He does that here, and when Tony Duke says, "Do it. Do it," he goes back to a wide shot. I really understand that decision. And when, after that great emotional scene with Adrian, him at the stairs, you know, "I'm a fighter," you know, and all that kind of stuff, we go to No Easy Way Out now, and it doesn't work no more. This is where the conflicting tones come into hand, and it really doesn't work as much here. I think you couldn't add another scene, right? Unless you're going to do some CGI stuff with Stallone. And I don't think that would have worked. He adds a lot more traditional Rocky music into some of the scenes too. That really worked for me. The training montages are not changed that drastically. I just find they're more intensified. And there's a little nuanced thing where he's punching the heavy bag out in the barn. I really like that because it just shows how primal he's getting. You see him start growing the beard. And like I said in my review, he should have left the beard on. It would have made him more primal looking and everything like that. I just find the training scenes in here, they just feel more intense in this cut. And as far as the end fight is, miles better. Way better fight, I think, anyways. The only part I'm not overly big on is right at the end, where when Rocky wins, he jumps up and he does this. It looks just too dramatic. And I think that is, it almost looks hokey to me. You know what I mean? I'm going, oh, okay, we could have left that out. And where he goes to Eye of the Tiger, instead of Hearts on Fire, that takes some getting used to because we're so used to hearing Hearts on Fire there. But as far as the fight goes, Rocky's fighting back a lot more too. It's more intense. Stallone really lingers on the drama within the fight. That's like, everything was just go, go, go in that original fight. Just go, 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 really cutting a lot and everything. Where this, I find he really lingered in a lot of the fight. And, you know, Stallone has gone on record saying this is his favorite fight, you know, the work that him and Dolph put into it. And before this cut, I never understood that. Because I thought, you know, the Rocky 2 fight's my favorite. That looks like it was a lot, like he did a lot more work involved in it. But I get it now. I get it now that I've seen this cut. Just, you know, the way the punches land, the sound effects, like I've said before. He didn't tamper with stuff too much and more of the dialogue things. He lingers on things a lot more. Like when he gets knocked down, he's like, get up. And, you know, the way Adrian is kind of in darkness, like she's sitting on the outside just alone, I really like. A lot of the camera work, a lot of the shot choices he's using in this are fantastic. Seeing Rocky, you know, I said this before, but seeing Rocky fight back when he first gets pushed into the very first, when Drago's got him in the corner, you see Rocky pounding his ribs. So you just, you just see that, you know, Rocky's a good fighter too. You know what I mean? There's just a couple little nuanced shot choices in the end fight and things here and there that I think he should have left in. But the fight is much improved for me. I really think it is. I think this whole movie is improved, guys. For me, I know a lot of people don't think that. They think, you know, it was a nice little experiment. It's a nice alternative thing to have, but I think it's better, man. I thought that when I first watched it, actually, although I did have a lot more issues with it when I first watched it, but they're going away slowly every time I watch it. The good outweighs the bad, you know what I mean? What he put in is a lot better than the stuff he left out. So I'm going to give Rocky vs. Drago, the director's cut, a solid B. So I gave it the same rating as Rocky 4, guys, but I do enjoy this cut a lot more. I still don't think either cut's better than Rocky 3. So there's a little preview into my ranking once we get to it. But what about you guys? Let me know what you think of Rocky versus Drago. We'll have a good talk, good discussion about it, and we'll be continuing along the Rocky movie reviews until we get to it. And when I get to see Creed 3, hopefully I can we can do a big ranking, all that kind of stuff. So keep watching the channel, guys. My name is Jason. We're watching Backtrack Cinema. I will see you on the next video, and I will see you in the movies. Cheers.